It's dinner time and I'm gonna show you what I'm eating for the next 6 days. I'm not changing anything for this video. I'm just taking you along with me on a typical week of dinners. My breakfasts and my lunches always tend to be pretty similar, so I figured this is a great way for you to see where I bring some more variety into my life. I am a mom of 2. I do work, which is why I'm not showing you the 7th day, because I'm going to be on a 12-hour shift. So for the next 6 days, I'm showing you exactly what I'm eating for dinner, how I plan it, and how uncomplicated it really is. This is gonna be real, raw. I am showing you exactly what I'm eating. I'm not changing anything. I'm probably not following any fancy recipes or anything like that. It's all gonna be vegan. It's all gonna be following the rules of calorie density because I am on a health journey. I've lost 68 pounds eating the way that I eat, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I'm eating. Just really quickly, it is Monday morning, so I have my little planner. It's open for the week, Monday through Sunday, and it gives me like little habit tracker and everything over here. So what I do is I go through and I put in our events that we have for the week, parties, kid things, whatever we have, and then I plan around that. So tonight, on Monday, I'm actually not cooking dinner. I'm on kid duty tonight, taking them to their event, so I'm going to let my husband cook dinner, and he's not a cooker, so I'm gonna leave him with a meal that's really, really easy, some simple instructions that he can throw together. It'll still be following exactly like the calorie density rules that I would like to follow, and he'll throw that together for us, and it's gonna be a veggie stir fry. The way that I plan is I keep a really, really rough idea of what I'm eating. So you can see how simple it is. Veggie stir fry tacos, fries and tofu, baked potatoes, pizza, sushi bowl, and I don't have anything planned on Sunday. But I keep this super simple so that there's room for interpretation. I can change it with my mood. I don't have to stick to this if I don't want to. We just go with the flow. So don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel so you never miss another one, and let's get to the dinners. So this is what I'm setting up my hubby with to make for dinner while I'm out with the kids tonight. We're really leaning on the frozen stuff to make our lives easy. We have this oil-free Trader Joe's rice medley that I've had in the freezer for a long time. We're going to use that as our base, along with 2 bags of frozen veggies. These are just stir-fry mixes. And then some sweet potato, edamame for protein, and flavor with sriracha, coconut aminos, and furikake, which is seaweed and sesame seeds. That's a really great way to add some flavor and iodine to your meals. We'll make this taste good with some ginger and green onions, and it's going to be simple and delicious. So to make his life a little bit easier when it comes time for him to cook, I'm going to chop up the sweet potatoes and put them in the microwave steamer so that they are mostly cooked, and then when he's ready to prep, all he has to do is put them in the air fryer to crisp them up, and that gives us a little bit more of a filling starch in our dinner, as well as a different texture in there besides just like veggies and rice. This meal was so simple. I topped mine off with that furikake, some vegan kimchi, sriracha, and a little bit of sweet chili sauce, and this hit the spot. Flavorful, filling, and low calorie density. It's Tuesday, and I have already decided we're not eating what I originally wrote down today. So plans change, and we decided to take the kids to see the Minecraft movie after school today, which means I'm not going to be home when I would normally be cooking dinner. I needed to change my plans and decide on something else. So what I decided to do is an oldie but a goodie from my blog, which is an Instant Pot sweet potato quinoa chili recipe. It's really, really good. I haven't made it in a while, and it's rainy outside. It feels like a nice cozy meal for tonight. So I'm going to chop a bunch of veggies and throw it in the Instant Pot and let it cook. And then that's gonna be our dinner tonight. Here's most of the ingredients we're gonna need for this recipe, except for the spices. This is a quinoa recipe, but I'm out of quinoa and I'm refusing to buy more grains until I use what I have. So we're using millet instead. I'm soaking it in some hot water because millet does take longer than quinoa to cook, so I'm hoping that will account for that. And I'll probably cook it for a little bit longer as well. I'm just taking a little bit of time to chop up these veggies, and everything just gets dumped right into the Instant Pot container. After all that's cooked, we're going to add in the frozen corn and lots of spices. We'll top it off with some veggie broth and give that a good mix. After we mix all that together, then we're going to add our beans and our tomatoes on top so that it doesn't set off a burn warning in our Instant Pot. So the tomato paste, the diced tomatoes, and the beans are all going on top. And we're not going to mix. We're not gonna mix it, we're just gonna leave it like that, and then we're gonna put it in the Instant Pot and cook it. So when you're following the actual recipe and using quinoa, this only takes 2 minutes on the Instant Pot, but since I'm using millet, I'm gonna have to change that to a little bit longer. So we'll do 6 minutes and hope for the best. A recipe like this is perfect for nights like tonight where I'm gonna be out and about because I have it cooking in the Instant Pot, and when we get home from the movies, it's gonna be ready to eat. And it's also great because it gives me the chance to have a shameless plug where I can tell you that I have a brand new ebook out and released, and I'm so excited to share it with you because it is all about sauces, dips, and dressings, my favorite 5-minute recipes that help me make my meals super interesting and tasty, and it's available for purchase now. And I also have it on sale right now, so if you grab it before the end of the month for this new release sale, you'll get it for 20% off, and I hope you really enjoy it. One of my favorite recipes from this book is something that is already on my blog, but I couldn't leave it out of the book because it is just my favorite, and I'm gonna make it tonight to go on our chili, and that is my silken tofu sour cream. So for this recipe, all you need is a block of extra firm silken tofu, miso, garlic powder, nutritional yeast, a little pinch of salt, apple cider vinegar, and lemon juice. I'm cheating and using the bottled stuff for today. You can thin it out with a little bit of water, and then we're just gonna blend it all up. And that's all you have to do. It's perfect. I like to keep a batch of this silken tofu sour cream on hand because it is so good for so many things, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I like to put it on tacos, on baked potatoes, on sushi bowls, on chili like we're gonna do tonight, and it's also a great base for dips. So if you like super quick recipes like this one, make sure you grab your copy of that ebook before the sale is over. And there's the finished chili from the Instant Pot. I put mine over a ton of greens, and I added a dollop of that sour cream on top as well as some hot sauce, and this was a delicious and filling dinner. Welcome to Wednesday. We made it halfway through the week, and tonight I'm gonna make what I was gonna make yesterday, so it's gonna be Taco Wednesday, and I am making a vegan fish taco. I've made this before and it is so good. I've been craving it again. For the fish in the tacos, it's gonna be made of tofu, and I'm using the fish stick recipe from the Edgy Veg as a reference, but it's not gonna be exact because I don't really follow exact recipes most of the time, and so I'm using the marinade from this recipe. I'm going to omit the oil from it. I'll link the full recipe of hers below so that you can reference it and see what kind of vibe I'm kind of going for. I'm also not going to use the breading that she calls for. I'm going to use some quick oats and a blend of like the spices that she recommends for the like a really quick breading, and then I'm just going to bake it in the oven. So I had my tofu pressing. These are going to be our fish sticks. I'm going to cut them into slices. For the marinade for these fishy tofu, you just need water, miso, rice vinegar. It calls for the caper brine, but I don't feel like wasting the juices of my capers, so I'm just going to use the capers and not just the brine. Old Bay, lemon juice, and 2 sheets of nori. So we're just gonna blend all that up and pour it over the tofu and let it sit until dinner time. I also omitted the broth in here because it already feels really salty with the miso and the Old Bay. It doesn't feel like it needs more salt with the broth. The color is really ugly here, but it is so good. And then every once in a while I'll come over and I'll just kind of mix them up to make sure everything's got a lot of marinade on it. I may actually press a second block of tofu because the last time I made this, my family went crazy and ate it so fast. Fish tacos need a nice cooling topping, so I'm gonna make a mango cucumber pico really fast and let this sit in my fridge so that the flavors can meld together. Good boy, gotta pay the puppy tax. Whoever cuts the mango gets to eat the mango off the seed. So I have a mix of cucumbers, mangoes, jalapenos, and cilantro in here. I'm gonna add a light sprinkle of salt, And normally I would put a ton of lime juice on here, but unfortunately they didn't have any at the store this week, so I have to use lemon, which it's not the same, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So I'm going to put lemon juice on this as well as some salt and pepper, and I'm going to just let it sit in the fridge and get all delicious, and this will be the topping for our tacos. For the breading, I'm using a combination of Quick Oats, Old Bay, and some of this breadless crumbs that I got from Aldi. It's oil-free and low-fat, and I just used that marinade to help the breading stick to the tofu, and then I baked it up. And of course, I paired my tacos with broccoli on the side for some extra veggies. I ate 3 of these tacos tonight, and I used some of my sour cream on there too for some moisture. It was so good. Once again, I've had a change of plans. It's been a rainy week all week long, and the kids' soccer practice was canceled for tonight, which means I have a little bit more time to actually cook. So I'm gonna make some ramen for dinner tonight. I wanted something light and cozy because I got a new Ninja Creamy machine, and I've been testing out like healthy ice cream recipes all week long. So we've been eating a ton of ice cream this week. So I'm trying to balance our meals out a little bit. So tonight we're making a soup, a ramen with lots of veggies, with some noodles, with some sweet potato. It's gonna be super simple. I'm literally gonna throw all the vegetables into a pot and let them cook up, like the onions and mushrooms, let them cook up real good, and then top them with the broth. And I'll probably air fry the sweet potatoes so that it adds a little bit extra texture in there, and we'll add the noodles, and that's gonna be our complete and simple dinner for tonight. It is Friday, which means it's pizza night. I'm so excited. I love pizza. So tonight I am making my lentil pizza crust. I have regular dough in my bread maker right now for my kids, so they'll get regular pizza. And I'm not against eating regular pizza, but I also really love a good lentil crust. So that's what I'm making myself because it's filling and it's high protein, and I can eat the whole pizza to myself, which I absolutely love. So I will link the recipe for that below for you because it is from my blog, and I'll show you how to make it. The crust itself comes together super quick, so I'm gonna make it right before we eat, but I want my toppings to be ready to go. So I'm feeling a very veggie pizza today, so I'm gonna do like a marinara sauce, and I'm gonna chop some veggies super small, and I'm gonna just saute them in a pan. I'm gonna do probably onion, zucchini, peppers, and mushrooms. And I wanted to do olives in there too, but I can't find any. And I think my daughter may have finished off the jar. So I'll probably do like capers or something to give me that same like salty feeling on there, just to pull it all together and make it super delicious. Here's my veggies cooking up in the pan with lots of garlic and onion. I'm gonna season this and just let it cook until everything is mostly tender but not overly cooked, since it's gonna go into the oven on top of our pizza as well. This pizza crust is really, really easy. I'm just going to blend up red lentils, riced cauliflower, some flax, and lots of seasonings and water in my mixer. And then it makes 2 pizza crusts. So we'll divide it between 2 parchment paper lined pizza pans. Make sure you use the ones with the holes. This one as well, loved. It helps the pizza come off the parchment a lot easier if you have some air movement underneath it. This recipe makes 2 pizzas, so 1 for me, 1 for my husband, and then I'm gonna put the sauce and the toppings on there, and it's gonna be super delicious. The crust of these are usually pretty stable, but I really piled on those toppings, so we'll see if it holds up. After slicing up the pizza, we were able to dig in, and I'm happy to report that the crust held up to all those toppings super, super well. I topped my pizza with a little sprinkle of nooch and some pepper flakes, and this was so tasty. On Saturday, I kept it super simple with sushi bowls. We love these so much. But we were out and about, so I needed to prep things in advance like usual. And I did this by making a really, really simple veggie salad type situation to be the base of our sushi bowl. It has cucumbers, shredded Brussels sprouts, carrots, green onions, and then I added a mix of chili paste, coconut aminos, and rice wine vinegar on top of that. Gave it a really, really good mix. And then I just let this sit in my fridge until we were ready to eat dinner. And then the second bit of prep that I did for this was marinate some tofu. So I had a good protein source to go with our sushi bowls. And I just marinated it in a combination of coconut aminos and gochujang that I whisked up and gave that a little shake and popped that in the fridge as well. Before we left for our fun afternoon, I washed up some rice and I put it in my rice cooker so that that would be ready when we got home, and I defrosted some edamame as well. So when we got home, all I had to do was air fry the tofu and then put it all together. Those veggies on the bottom, topped with rice and edamame, and the tofu, some more green onions, some microgreens that I found at the farmer's market this weekend, and a big old hunk of vegan kimchi on top. I topped my bowl off with some sweet chili sauce and sriracha, and then I used the nori to pick it up after I mixed it all up, so it made me feel like I had little sushi rolls in every single bite. So that just about wraps up everything that I ate for dinner for the last 6 days. I hope that it was entertaining at least. Let me know what you thought of what I'm eating, if you would eat any of the meals that I ate over the last week. It was all just very go with the flow, and that's typically how my weeks really go because we have a busy life. We are doing a lot of things all the time, and sometimes plans have to change, and that's okay. We're allowed to change our plans. We're allowed to change our minds. We can, make changes as we need to. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some inspiration, and let me know what are your go-to dinners? Do you eat kind of the same way that we eat? Do you eat differently? Let me know what you're eating, and maybe I want to eat it too. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel so that you never miss another one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!